again. Bad Credit is Childish podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm Lynwood Powell.
I'm Willie Mook.
Hey, and we back at it again on the live stream Thursday. We doing something that we haven't done before, which is kind of go off the cuff a little bit. We're not really, having any script, so we just want to kind of hit home on some things that is very, very, very important. I think a lot of people do not take this matter serious, which is
Late payments.
late payments. I think people take late payments as a joke. Late payments can affect your credit tremendously, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. We have several clients that have came in here that had late payments that we weren't able to reverse. Late payments is probably some of the hardest things when it comes to credit repair to actually fix, but we have been successful at doing it. We don't guarantee anything when it comes to late payments, but one thing for certain, two for sure, a late payment has more effect in a negative than it does in a positive, meaning you can be on time for months on end, years, but be late one time, it will affect your credit score greater than being on time. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, late payments is definitely the most effective way to negatively impact your credit score, right? I've seen a late payment take a credit score down 60 to 80 points. And the thing about late payments is the newer the late payment, the more effective it can be, right? Once that late payment continues to get old, then it will less affect your actual credit score. But the issue that most of our clients have is, say, like they'll get a new debit card and then they don't attach the debit card to something that was set on auto pay, right? Then all of a sudden they try to pull it, the funds isn't there, or they're getting declined because of the new debit card and they never reset it. And they come into us like we supposed to solve this. Again, our thing is, we want to put you in a position to win, but we also want you to become responsible and accountable.
Absolutely.
You have to be accountable for knowing that this debit card that you currently had was attached to multiple different accounts. And if you switch debit cards, especially on an account that's on auto pay, it probably needs to be updated.
And not to mention that that's a 30-day late payment. That's just not a late fee, meaning if you go past the due date and you get charged a late fee, a late payment occurs 30 days after that payment is due. So that's a 30-day late payment. So in many cases, 30 days is a long time. That's a whole month, right?
Absolutely.
So if you don't know that you have a bill that's due within 30 days, actually it's more or less 60 days, right? Because you pay it, you pay it, you got 30 days, to pay it, then you got another 30 days before it actually hits your credit report. So late payments hit your credit report when it's due, and it's past due 30 days. In many cases, like he said, people's credit and dropped 60 to 80. I seen a 120-point decline off of a late student loan.
Oh, it could definitely happen.
Off of a student loan. Someone had a late student loan that they didn't put in deferment, that they didn't address or actually talk to the lender, and that 30-day payment made their credit score drop 120 points. It was unreal. And we have been working on it, repairing it, getting their score to where we needed it to be, and then boom, one late payment, 120 points down the drain.
It's definitely two ways in a possible to avoid late payments, right? One of them is simple. Set all of your payments on auto pay, at least for the minimum payment. You can always make multiple payments per month if you want to actually carry your balance down. The second way is to go to our website at badcreditorschildish.com and download our statement date planner, right? It's a certified notebook brought to you by Bad Creditors Childish. It allows you to keep track of your accounts, the dates that it's due, and the balances that it carries. And it helps you become more responsible. Some people aren't tech savvy, right? Some people is old school. Let me write it down. Let me look at it. Let me review it. We provide all options. The possibility is you can come to us, and again, we don't guarantee anything, but we are really good at what we do, and you can take that chance as well.
And it also has your credit limit on there. So you can see how much the card credit limit is, your balance, the amount due, the date that is due, and then also the statement date, which we'll get a little bit more into that later with the statement date, because it's a statement date trick that can help you with your credit score. But let's get back to these late payments. In reality, bad credit is childish. It's built around late payments. Because if you are childish enough to not know that you have a payment due, you got bad credit, and you are childish. If you can't pay your bills on time, and if you do come into some type of difficulty with paying them, contact the lenders, contact the people that you owe. They will work with you. They may extend your payment 2 weeks out if you contact them. So you got to be responsible. You actually have to be accountable, like Willie said, and you have to be responsible enough to say, hey, I'm coming up against hard times. I need a little extension. Can you grant me that? Simple. So bad credit is childish, and being late is childish, ain't it?
It's very simple. It's almost like real life, right? You can lose accounts just as well as you can lose friendships and relationships, right? If you're borrowing money from any individual or any business, you have to communicate with them, right? If we understand that hard times may come on everybody, because it happens, right? Communicate with them. If I can't pay this company, I want to give them a call and say, hey, look, I understand my minimum payment is X, Y, and Z. Is there any way that we can work out something where I can pay a lesser amount, right, and avoid that actual late mark going on your actual credit report?
Hey, look, you better off being late on your rent. You better off being late on your cell phone bill, your DTE bill, your Comcast bill. You better off being late on those bills than to be late on a car note, a mortgage payment, and a credit card payment.
Absolutely.
Those three things right there would get you that 30-day late, and it would affect you in a negative way majorly. But be late on your rent. They're going to work with you. They're going to give you, it takes about, 90 days to get evicted?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It takes, 60 days for them to turn your phone off, your light bill, your DTE bill. It takes them about, 45 to 60 days to turn it off. So you better off being late on those bills than being late on your credit card, your mortgage payment, and your car note, or student loan. Any major loan that you have, you're better off being late on those other three things than to being late on those four that I just explained.
Absolutely.
So take that into account when you think about. Most people say, I don't want my lights to get turned off. Okay, I mean, if your lights get turned off, you can get them turned back on. But let that late payment hit your credit report, you won't get no lights.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? People be calling you like, can you put my DTE in your name?
Right.
Why? Because you ain't got no credit. You know what I'm saying?
And stop putting y'all DTE in your kids' names.
Man, quit doing the kids like that. You don't even give them a fair shot. Don't put the DTE and the Comcast in their name. They turn 18, they credit score is a 420, and they don't even know why. Because mama or daddy or grandma or whoever,
they put childish.
They being irresponsible. You being childish, irresponsible. You actually being selfish, really. Oh, that's selfish, man. If you're gonna take somebody else's social security number and you're gonna put something in their name because you ain't got credit to put it in your name. So you say, you know what? I'm gonna screw them over just like I screwed myself over.
Just like I screwed myself over. Be good parents out there.
Hey, look,
good role
but how many people that's probably viewing in than done so? Y'all are childish. Grow up. Get your ish together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
don't do your kids like that, man. Give them a fair shot. Send them over here to Time Travel Credit Repair or Bad Credit is Childish. Get them some financial literacy cards we can teach them about credit. And that way, when y'all mess their credit up, we can help them fix it. But we really want y'all to not do that and just educate them.
Some of y'all need to educate yourself, right? The most powerful resources is in a book or on financial literacy cards, right? So we understand everybody's been going through hard times, especially due to this pandemic. I just want everybody to understand, right, there's ways to be responsible, right? There's credit card companies right now, pretty much every company from DTE to Comcast, they do kind of give away like Like if you can't pay your bills, you can contact them. You can get some type of relief, right? But don't be too proud. Don't be too proud. Don't be too prideful. Please, you only know your financial situation, and it is very, very, very important that, and in your best interest, that you at least contact somebody and let them know what's going on.
And there's a few utility companies that will actually report your utilities to your credit report. So you can get your phone bill reported to your credit report. You can get your rent actually reported to your credit report if you want to take advantage of that. It's a small fee to do so, but they will actually report this to your credit report. So if you're late with them 30 days, then obviously they'll report a late payment. But that is a way in which you can actually increase your credit score, increase your accounts, and ultimately be more credit worthy by adding those utilities and or rent to your credit report. And if you reach out to us, we know a couple of companies that actually will assist you with reporting those utilities and payments to your report.
Absolutely, and exactly what he's referring to is the Experian Boost when it comes to personal.
Oh yeah, and rent reporters is one. Rent
one.
reporters, that's a major one. So if you look up rentreporters.com, you can see that rent reporters will actually report your rent to your credit report, and they will also backdate 2 years. So you can get 2 years of rental history if you've been staying there longer than 2 years, and then they'll continue to report your payments from that point on.
Absolutely, and like Lynwood said, if you didn't know, credit history is 35% worth of your credit grade. So backing that date up 2 years, it can actually take your score up a couple points.
Absolutely, give you that credit history. But back to the late payments, right? The thing about late payments, like we said before, is that it's easy to fall down. It's harder to get back up, right? So what we want y'all to do is actually look at your credit report, pay attention to your bills. A lot of people in many cases do not even know if they have previous late payments that are affecting their credit score. They just know that their credit score is down. It may have been that one late payment or 2 late payments that you had on an automobile or on your mortgage that is affecting your credit score, and you can actually reach out to your lenders and in an act of goodwill and ask them to reverse the payment. The late payment is called a goodwill letter. So if you send out a goodwill letter or contact the lender, tell them, hey, I came up on hard times. My debit card had got compromised, and I had to get a new one, so my auto payment didn't get processed. Can you do me the favor of reversing that late payment? And that is possible. That's actually probably the best way to go about it, is to reach out to the lender and ask them to reverse the payment versus, trying to take off the account. A lot of people want to take off the account. Oh, I got a late payment account. No, you had 4 or 5 years worth of history that was on time. You need that account on your report. That account has a weight bearing. It's good. So one late payment can affect you in a negative way. However, if you have 4 years of on-time payment, that's very valuable, and you want to hold on to that.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. And a lot of the times, the reason why we continue to press for all of you to monitor your actual credit reports is simply because sometimes you may get a late payment mark that isn't your fault. It may be the company's fault, but you have to address that early and as soon as possible and give them a chance to notify their mistake and reverse that.
And it's some people that still go by the old school way, man. They sending in money orders, things like that get lost in the mail. People be actually putting mail in the wrong mailbox and or picking up mail, not delivering it. I know y'all heard of them reports where it was a couple of mailmen or mail person. They actually weren't delivering the mail. They wasn't taking the mail to the people, and or the mail that they was picking up from the houses, they weren't taking to the post office, and they was just discarding them. So things like that happen. So you gotta take into account when you actually you need to monitor your credit. You need to actually monitor your credit because things like that happen, and we don't, you don't actually know what's taking place, but it can happen. It's inaccuracy. That's what happens.
Absolutely. It's very wise to not put yourself in a situation to where you may have a late payment. If you're not advanced as far as remembering the actual accounts and the payment dates, right, as well as the statement dates. It's very important that you put everything on auto pay, and I'm gonna stress that: auto pay, auto pay, auto pay. As long as you're paying that minimum payment, or as long as you contact that company to come to an agreement of an actual minimum payment that you can afford, you will not get a late remark on your actual credit report. That is very, very important.
Hey, you know what's a big thing? Open up your email, man. Get rid of that spam email. Get rid of all that junk email. You know what I'm saying? Trash some of them emails, because they're going to hit your email and let you know when it's due, the date it's due, how much it's due, and they're going to come back a reminder and say, you know what, it's due today. And then if it's late, oh, it's 3 days late. Oh, it's 2 weeks late. However, y'all got to look at your emails. People putting their email addresses down, don't even open their email. If you don't open your email, I know you're opening your credit report.
You ain't lying. I be seeing people phone. They got 2,000 emails unopened. I say, I know you missing a whole lot of something.
Man, you got to make that a habit. I'm talking about when you pick that phone, look at your email, like daily. Yeah, that's being responsible. Daily. Look at your emails. Because when you look at your emails daily, you know what's going on in your life. Right. That's your life. That's your bills. That's your responsibility.
And a lot of people mistake, like, car payments where they give you that 7-day grace period, right?
Yeah.
Credit cards isn't always like that. There's a few places that will. Navy Federal will give you a 3 or 4, probably a 72-hour grace period, especially.
A lot of credit unions do. A lot of credit unions give you them grace periods.
On the weekend, they give you a little
Capital One not.
Capital One not.
No, they want that $35. They want that late fee.
5th.
Yeah, they want that late fee.
Yeah.
And they're not reversing it.
Not at all.
Let me get that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it.
But think about this though, right? If you're not responsible enough to open up your email, you definitely not responsible enough to open up your credit report. People walking around here and forgetting their email password. Like you forgetting your email password. You don't even know how to reset your email. We getting people signed up with credit monitoring services. Okay, we ask them what's your email password so we can look at your credit report. You know what? I forgot my password. Well, go in and reset it. Oh, I don't even know how to reset my email because I don't know the last email address that was associated with it, or I don't got that phone no more. My phone got turned off.
Something that's even worse than that. If you're working with a credit restoration company, please, once you give them your information, your username, password, especially for credit monitoring services, don't go change your password. It's a reason that we need access to that password so that we can continue
to work for you.
Working for you.
But what about this? Let's hit them with this one. Why are you applying for stuff when you getting your credit repaired? Like, I got one collection off, right? I got some off. You thinking you see your credit score go up 4 or 5 points, you going and applying for a platinum American Express card. I'm like, slow down. Wait a minute. Just wait. Hold on. Wait. Can we actually do our job before you go applying for platinum cards and, all of these major credit cards? You're like, bro, you're not ready yet. You're not ready. Give it a minute. We going to work as hard as we can, as fast and as diligently as we can to get your score to where you want it to be. Absolutely. But if you applying, do you realize every time you get an inquiry, your score goes down? It may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, just depending on how many times you get your credit pulled. But it actually is doing you a disservice when you're applying for stuff when you're getting your credit repaired.
Oh, absolutely, man. Lynwood just hit that on the coffin. And listen, if what we're saying, you feel like we're targeting you, then you need to be targeted. Because we here on Bad Credit Childish, we ain't playing no games.
No,
we trying to hit you exactly where it hurt.
Man, we hitting them where it hurt.
If we're not hurting your feelings, and we ain't doing a good job. The purpose of hurting your feelings is to get you to grow up.
So you know Woody's feelings have been hurt. As ugly as he is, his feelings have been hurt a lot of times.
Oh, I ain't even in the mood to go in.
Yeah, his feelings have been hurt.
To go in
so look, don't take it personally because his feelings, your sinuses,
yeah.
You got
bad. Now imagine having sinuses with a nose this big.
Dog, that's like trying to breathe out a hot air balloon. You a hot air, your nose like a hot air balloon trying to take in cold air.
Listen, I'm gonna talk about myself today. When it comes to the nose jokes, I done heard them all.
What about Elf? Have you ever heard? Have anybody ever seen like Elf Melmac?
I heard Elf. I heard Shrek.
Double Dare. Remember the Double Dare? Hey, we're gonna let
Lynwood have his moment.
He got a sinus infection.
Yeah.
That's called sinus COVID. It's a new strand of COVID out, y'all.
So I want y'all
we
to
got
please remember
sinus
this
19.
moment. When we come in next
we got
Thursday,
sinus 19.
not only am I going to talk about Lynwood, I'm going to have visuals.
Oh, you're going to go to the so he want to script it. He ain't going on top of the head.
Yeah,
you know what? He don't want to go up top. He don't want to freestyle. I'm Jada and you Cam. No,
I don't want to hit.
I'm Jada and you Cam.
I
Freestyle.
don't want to hit a
No, you want to go. You want to script it.
You want to
script it.
I like to shut the block down.
The greatest, top 5 dead or alive. I'm freestyle. What's up?
Hey, I want to shut the block down.
Oh, you want to script it.
I want to be. Hey, listen. I want to be in the 9th inning, down 2, bases loaded, and I'm trying to hit the home run.
The home run, huh?
Home run.
Then you're gonna get disqualified because you was juicing. you gonna get disqualified because you was juicing.
We're gonna have him. We're gonna let him have his moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, sinus bacteria.
You look like the owl from the Tootsie Roll commercial.
He ain't got a sinus infection. He got a sinus bacteria. They say, you know what, man, we gonna hospitalize you because you got a sinus infection.
Hey, man, he know I'm not feeling the best today.
You're not looking the best either, dog. But that's every day.
But listen, so I'm here to give you what you need.
Okay.
Even on the bad day, I'm gonna come in.
That's what it's all about, man. It's about grit.
And we gonna give you what you need.
Because you was down, man. I had to push you to come up here, man, perform this podcast today. So I definitely want to commend you, man, for pushing past that pain, man. Because being sick is serious, especially with COVID and everything going on. Not to say you got it, but I'm just saying, a lot of people been sick nowadays, man. People been sick. COVID, we got the pandemic, so I appreciate you coming in here, man.
Yeah,
and pushing past that.
Just gonna throw the whole.
He had a whole box of Kleenex right here in front of him. If you can see how many Kleenex is on this floor right here, I'm talking about, we look like we sponsored by Sherman's. Hey, but on a serious note, though.
Get back to the serious note, man.
Late payments, man, it's really like kind of our biggest thing, man, right now. It's the most thing that can affect your credit score in a negative way. So when you think about late payments and you think about bad credit as childish, that's what you need to think about. You are childish if you have a 30-day late payment. Now, everybody slip up and may forget a payment 2-3 days. Pay that little $35, $45, whatever the fee is, but pay it before the 30-day period comes back around.
Absolutely. Like our goal here at Bad Credit is Childish is not only to restore your credit and get you the best possible score, but we want to teach you, right? Like we want to teach you how not to end up in the same situation again. And the thing that could seriously frustrate someone who's restoring your credit is when simple things happen that we have no control of. Because remind you, we are spending our time on trying to better your credit to present a better life for you. So if something happens, and I'm going to go back to where, like, you get a new debit card and then you forget to make a late payment, or you forget to do something like that, or you forget to make a payment and it becomes late, please understand that is completely out of our control.
Man.
That's got all to do with you.
You got to take accountability, especially for when it comes down to your financial wellness. A lot of people got big dreams and they want to acquire a lot of things, man, but you got to take accountability and perform the action that you need to perform to be able to have the credit that you have. And so, once you have good credit, man, it opens up your whole world. You're able to do a lot more things, man. Your mind is able to open up and think about the things that you're passionate about, the things that you actually want to actually do to acquire finances. And the sky is the limit, man. Once you have that perfect credit score, it don't got to be perfect. Once you have a good credit score to where you can acquire the things you want. When you apply for something, man, and you see that approved, that's probably the best feeling in the world, man. Don't it feel so good?
It's the best feeling in the world. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you get to a certain level and you at a 750 and you got multiple accounts and your credit look good, when they decline you, you get on the phone. I got to call you right now.
Like, what's the problem?
This must have been an automated decision. I got to talk to a representative. Man. We need a reconsideration now.
But have you ever looked at your credit report after that? You get declined. You like, hold on, wait, did something?
I ain't got nothing.
Did something happen?
Yeah.
You put my report up real quick, and I look at my report like, oh no, everything's still good. So when I get on the phone with them and you talking aggressive, letting them know like, hey, look, I'm strong. My credit score is strong. What's up? They be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Powell. You know what? We made a mistake. Our system has crashed, and you know what? We're gonna reconsider that. We're gonna give you we're gonna approve you.
Now don't get on there and get the acting all ghetto. Now you get on there with some
be
common
polite.
sense
You're
and
gonna
say,
be polite.
I would like to speak with somebody because I'm looking to do a reconsideration on my application, and you'll be put in the right hands. The things that like Lynwood has said, the things that you're able to acquire, right? We've known someone, including ourselves, who were able to get approved with the same company, with using the same business 3 times in one day.
3 times. They got 3 lines of credit from the same company.
3 lines of credit from the same place. 3 American Expresses from the same place, to be exact.
That's a lot of money to play with.
A lot of money to play with.
Make some positive moves. Get some revenue behind that, right? Mm-hmm. That's the name of the game. OPM, other people's money.
Other people's money. Lynwood say that all the time, and it sticks, right? Late payments ain't gonna allow you to do that. You gotta be responsible, because I'll tell you right now, that is gonna be one of the excuses that they will use to deny you for anything that you apply for is late payments, being irresponsible.
So, yeah, man, overall, you got to be responsible. You got to take accountability. You have to monitor your credit. You got to pay your bills on time. You got to do the things that you try to delegate and put off on somebody else. You know how back in the day, the husband come home, I'm giving my money to my wife and making sure she pay all the bills. I don't want to look at a bill. Okay, don't look at a bill. Number one, she probably been getting you all this shit. She been stacking her bread on you.
We gonna get to that on another day.
My bad.
Don't give her the whole check. Right, you know what I'm saying?
But look, y'all got late payments on your credit, but she on time on hers. No, but on a serious note, man, bad credit is childish, man. Being late on your payments is childish, and you really need to grow up. Simple. That's just what it is.
That's it. I mean, if you have any questions about how to avoid late payments or what to do if you acquire the late payments, please leave a comment. Please comment us. Give us a call.
Absolutely.
Check out the website. We're always here to help you.
And reach out to us, man. I know people, in our DM on Instagram, Facebook, see you in person. Yeah, I'm going to get with you. Okay, time don't stop for nobody. And guess what? While you sitting here contemplating on reaching out to us, getting your credit repaired, we repairing somebody else's credit. We acquiring more credit. We building and doing more things. While you sitting there waiting on what they waiting on? Because at the end of the day, like I said, time don't stop. So you actually gotta take the action to pick up the phone, hop on your computer, research us, inbox us, and actually follow through. If you're gonna set up a consultation, come to the consultation. We're gonna take care of you. We're giving y'all the game. At the end of the day, we here for a purpose. We're not doing this podcast just because we look good. I mean, I look good.
Hey, look. You know he think he cute. But listen,
cute.
At the end of the day, right, these financial literacy cards is not only for kids. They're for adults, too.
They're primarily for adults, to be honest.
For adults.
Yeah, but kids so smart nowadays that they can pick them cards up, man, and they can scan over them and look and read them quick and get a clear understanding, whereas adults, they might think these playing cards. No, these not playing cards. You can't play spades or tunk with these. No. These cards are for educational purposes. Use them.
Hey, that's all we got for late payments. Again, if you got any questions, please leave a comment. We'll get back with you.
We can be reached at www.badcreditischildish.com. The financial literacy flashcards are on there. The downloadable statement day planner is on there, as well as you can set up a consultation for credit repair services.
And the statement date planner is free. So no excuses.
Just download it.
No excuses.
So at the end of the day, bad credit is childish, and guess what? Get your